Flip-flops with the socks is a good look. No?
Not even a little bit.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
It's in.
No, that's slides or Birkenstocks.
Now, what is it that you do exactly?
I attend to his personal affairs.
Like what?
Well, like tomorrow, for example, I have to buy him some socks.
It's not flip-flops. It's never
I
flip-flops.
can't wear Jerusalem cruisers. Those look terrible. Yeah, but not with socks.
So, what do you think?
No,
You don't like them?
no, I don't like them.
What's wrong?
They're too tight.
Too tight.
There's no elastic. You need to pull too much.
Jesus didn't wear socks.
If he had them.
You think? No, because he was over where it's hot. He doesn't need socks.
Gotta let them breathe.
Yeah.
Let the dogs breathe, Chen.
Wonder how they cut their nails back then.
Excuse me, Mr. Pitt. Would it be all right if I got you the socks tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I was hoping for my new socks today.
Well, it's just one more day.
I'm sorry. I must have them today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth.
There's a famous saying in the running or exercise community, Gabe. And it is, forward is a pace. Forward is a pace. And it's to encourage people to keep moving, right? Like, doesn't matter if you're going, you're running a 5-minute mile, 4-minute mile. If you're going forward, that's a pace. Keep going. And I thought about that yesterday when I heard the updates in
Using
quotation
that
marks.
word very loosely.
Quotation marks.
Feels.
On the Jordan Love contract situation. So the updates, I'm just going to keep doing it like that too. The updates are that there is progress, that the two sides are talking, which again, no bleep, block.
Well, that's not progress. Just because you're talking doesn't mean there's progress.
Well, have you ever gotten in a fight with your wife?
Sure, but that's not what this is.
No. But like, you're at a stalemate initially, right? Or at some point you might be at a stalemate. And then somebody breaks the silence and is like, do you want coffee this morning or whatever it is? And like, you can progress in conversation, right? You go from having like 5 minutes between words to 3 minutes between words. That's progress. But you're still talking.
But we also, they've been talking for a while, right?
But they're still
talking. That's what we were
talking.
led to be. That means, but again, that's not progress. Still talking is not progress.
It is if the pace, if you will, of the talks is increasing, if they're talking more frequently, if there's positive back and forth, all of which I have no idea if any of that is happening, to be
That's
perfectly
what I'm saying.
honest
I don't
with
think
you.
any of that is necessarily happening right now. I mean, because we were led to believe that this deal was close. That's a direct quote from Brian Gutekunst, correct? That's what he said when he stepped to the podium on Monday before practice, that they were close. So if you're that close and it feels like, oh yeah, we're not worried about this deal's going to get done, shouldn't progress be done? Or is this a situation where you're, hey, how's your, I'm almost done with my homework, Mom. Almost done with my homework, but you actually haven't really started your homework.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to draw upon your experience running the marathon last year. Half marathon. You ran the half marathon?
Yes, half marathon.
Half marathon last year.
Because, bleep a full marathon.
Yeah, the only crazy people run full marathons, and craziest people run multiple full marathons. So you're running the half marathon, which is 13.1 famously. And look, you get to the 9-mile marker, anything over half. Mm-hmm. Are you close to done? You're close. You're getting close. You're getting close.
You're getting
Are you closer
You're getting
at mile
closer.
10 than you were at mile 9?
Yeah.
Are you closer at 12 than you were at 9? Are you closer at 13? You're at 13, you're closer. You're not done, but you're closer.
At no point did I think I was almost done until mile 12. You're not almost. Yeah, you're halfway up, but there's so much, especially running the lakefront. Mile 8, you're running up the Hone for a mile, which is brutal. Did not prepare myself for that, by the way. So if anybody's happy to be running the Milwaukee, Lakefront Marathon this year, keep that in mind. That around mile 8, you run up the Hone for about a mile straight. It's not great. Sure, but again, like I didn't get to the bottom of the Hone to continue the metaphor. Didn't get to the bottom of the Hone and go, yeah, we're so close. We're so close. We're not worried about that. I get to the bottom of the Hone and went, holy bleep. How much I got to do that, and then more on top of that, and then more on top of that?
But to your point about mile 12, thinking, okay, I'm close, but then you had to go through 12.1, 12.2, 12.3, 12.4, 12.5, and you're getting closer. You're making incremental progress. And I believe that is what we are being led to believe is at least occurring with the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. I guess the question to you, Gabe, is do you think a deal will be done by the time we turn on these microphones on Monday morning? I don't think a deal is going to be done. So I try to remember that Jordan Love's agents are located in Los Angeles. So like even so, there's already that time change from there to Green Bay. Mm-hmm. Again, not that he's not working around the clock. I don't want to make it seem like he's punching out when he goes to bed at night. The point is there's a time difference here anyway. So right now it's 5 a.m. in LA.
Yeah.
If the deal got done right now, he would wake up. He would be available is my point. But I don't know that it's going to get done today. So I'm asking you if you think we will be having a Jordan Love deal done by the time we step into the studio on Monday morning.
Kind of doesn't really feel like it. Doesn't really feel like it because, again, the updates that we're getting from Diana or Adam Schefter when they're putting things out there, it's the updates that you're putting in quotes. It's like, oh, man, they're progressing. The talks are progressing. Like, that's what we should have been hearing back in May. Oh, yeah, they're progressing. Okay, well, they got 2 months. I want something more concrete than what Gutekunst said on Monday. Oh, we're close. What Diana, Adam Schefter, others have reported out there. Oh, they're progressing. Talks are progressing. I need something more concrete than that. How are they progressing? That's what I want to know. Because otherwise, these are just kind of vague things that everybody's throwing out there to try to calm the fan base down.
So to me, it is that there's, excuse me. To me, it is that there is not just one thing hanging this thing up. There's not just one sticking point. My guess is there are several things that they are still working through. My guess is Jordan's
camp. Then they're not close. They weren't ever close.
But several is still better than many, right? Like we can do this incremental language thing if you want. Few, would it be better if I said a few, a couple? It's more than one, basically. There's more than one. And again, that I don't know if that's this very moment. Maybe between now and yesterday, they have figured out one of them or two of them. But I've been led to believe that there were a few things that were still needing to be hashed out, needing to be agreed upon before this thing could be signed.
Then it turns out you weren't ever close.
But you're closer than you were a week ago.
Yeah, but again, you already told me you were close. So you lied to me when you said that you were almost done with your homework when, in fact, you hadn't started your homework.
Okay, do we need to go over the marathon analogy again? You can be closer. You can be making progress. Forward is a pace.
But I'm going back to what Brian Gutekunst said. Then you weren't actually close. Yes, are you getting closer now? Like if I tell you, oh, yeah, Jen, I did my homework, but I hadn't actually started it, and now I started. Well, now I'm closer to being done because I've actually started it. I wasn't actually close when I lied to you and said I was close.
So do you think that just depends on the person? Like, again, I'm going to keep using the running analogy because it feels good as far as like making incremental progress. For me, who has run 6 marathons, when I get past the halfway point, that might feel close because I've done it so many times. Mm-hmm. This is an old hat thing. For you, running your first half marathon, you get past the halfway point. You still got the Hone Bridge in front of you. That doesn't feel close. Like, so I think that might depend on the person as well. Each person can have a different interpretation of what close is. That's where we're kind of in this nebulous, is it done or is it not done? Answer is it's not done. So people are still speculating.
It feels like you didn't even start the marathon and you felt like you were almost done.
Me?
No. The Packers.
Oh, gotcha.
Again, because I keep going back to Brian Gutekunst saying they were close. But I don't know if they actually started.
Well, the other part of that, to be honest with you, Gabe, could be a little bit of ego. Could be a little bit of arrogance. Could be like, oh, yeah, we're close. Like, he's going to come around. He's going to agree to what we put out there because Well, why wouldn't you? We are, as you know, the Green Bay Packers. You know what I mean? Like that could be part of an interpretation of close. And Jordan's kept us going, we ain't close. We ain't signing that deal, that offer. That's insulting or whatever it was, right? Like there's how two sides can think, oh yeah, we're close to getting this done and be totally on different pages.
Yeah. And if you weren't close, then you just said that on Monday. And these reports continue to come out because you're not actually close and you're just trying to, maybe try to rush through these negotiations that you should have done, and now you're cramming for the exam. But you weren't actually ever close on Monday. If we get through to Monday, if we open up our microphones and it's been a week since that first practice, they weren't close when Brian Gutekunst said they were close, right? Because when your general manager says you're close to getting a deal done and it doesn't seem like you're worried, but then your quarterback misses a week of practice, then you weren't actually close. Then you're misinterpreting something. This to me, and again, it's going to disappear once they actually get this deal done. I think Brian Gutekunst's reputation is taking a bigger hit than Jordan Love's right now. Because he's the one who has stood up there multiple times this offseason and said things that maybe he didn't think he was lying at the time, but they turn out to be untrue. Starting with Aaron Jones is going to be a Green Bay Packer. Then moving on to Kenny Clark. We wouldn't get that deal done unless we had a deal with Jordan done, like he said on Cheesehead TV, and saying that they wanted a deal done with Jordan Love before camp. And I understand, not everything's in his control because he doesn't have the control. He's on the same level, right? Because he has this is Russ's category, and I don't know if Russ is dragging his feet to justify his job or whatever the hell's going on out there. But right now, when you step up there, this is now strike 4 of, oh yeah, we're close, we're not worried about it. At what point does that turn out to be a lie?
So is there any concern by you? Because I think this is the bigger picture, right? Most people would say the deal gets done when the deal gets done. Who gives a bleep? But is there any concern by you that the deal does not get done? That's, I think, where we have to sit here and go, the longer it takes, and again, I feel like we are still in the early stages of this hold in. 3 practices, no pads, helmets and shorts, right? Monday, though, right? I think they put the pads on before then. Don't
Saturday,
they put the pads on?
tomorrow.
So Saturday. Pads are on. Are you concerned at all that this thing is not going to get done?
There's like a 1% of me that's concerned that it won't get done at all before the season.
Then what's the shrapnel?
But with every day it grows. Huh. Why isn't this done yet? You start thinking about that. Why? What the hell's going on? Why aren't they doing this? But again, it's Brian Gutekunst standing up there, and maybe this is part of his strategy of, I don't have to now listen to whatever you say when you step up to the podium, because I don't know if I can believe what you're saying.
Oh, like it's a conspiracy theory. Like your conspiracy theory is that maybe Goody is intentionally planting untruths, mistruths, so that eventually we go, "What? Goody's talking?
Yeah, who
cool?
cares?
Who cares?"
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But I mean,
high level stuff.
How else do you explain the list of? Again, I don't want to call them lies necessarily, but him stepping up and saying the things that he said that eventually became untrue. How do I explain that? How do I explain the list of things that he has stood up there and were the highlights of the press conferences or highlights of, again, in the Kenny Clark thing, highlight of the interview he did with Cheesehead TV? How else do I explain that?
At best, it's him trying to give answers to a process or to processes that he doesn't really have definitive answers to. At worst, he is blatantly lying.
Where do you land?
That he's trying to give answers to things that he doesn't have exact answers to. I think he was hopeful on some of those things. I think he was hopeful that Aaron Jones would take the lowball offer. I mean, I'm serious. I'm being serious, though.
Yeah, but then you can't. But when you can't go, oh yeah, we're confident that he's going to be a Green Bay Packer, and then lowball.
So again, I am willing to accept that there was a delusion there, right? That Aaron Jones was going to get more money on an open market, which he ultimately did. I'm accepting that there was a delusion there. The point is, he was hopeful that all of the other stuff, the Green Bay Packer culture and Aaron Jones' legacy and blah, 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 would carry more weight and he would sign a lower deal with the Green Bay Packers. And that's just one example. I think he also was hopeful that the Jordan Love deal would get done before the Kenny Clark deal would get done, right? Because he's the priority. We talked about it. You pay your mortgage before you pay the grocery bill. You pay your mortgage before you go out to eat, right? Not to diminish Kenny Clark's value to the team, but I think we can all agree it is not as high as Jordan Love's. I think he was hopeful in all of those situations, and therefore he was basing his answers on that hope, albeit, in some cases, delusion.
I think I'd rather have him lying than be delusional. Because with the lying thing, at least there's like a sense of competency. If you're just delusional, like I don't know if you're fit for the job. If you're just being delusional.
Do you think he's being delusional right now about Jordan Love?
I mean, if they are sitting there with a lowball offer, thinking, kind of what you've been talking about all week, that, oh yeah, Jordan will come around. He'll come around. We've got this lowball offer to him, but he'll come around because he's going to want to play.
Well, and lowball is in the eye of the beholder as well, right? Like, they may not think it's a lowball offer. They may think it is a fair market value offer.
Well, unless that deal is $55 million or more, it's not fair market.
Maybe it is, but maybe there's a manipulation of, like we have talked about, the guarantees, the years. Like, again, if you're Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers put a 5-year deal in front of you, are you going, yep, sign me up? It depends on what the
guarantee is.
It depends on what the annual average value is, and it depends on what the guarantees are, right? Because there's we've talked about this, and I know this is where I'm sure a lot of our loyal listeners' eyes start to glaze over, because it's the nuance of salary cap. It's the nuance of like manipulating a deal so that you can save money for the franchise, but also reward these guys with top market value. There's a lot of layers to what the Packers can do to try to make a deal seem appealing when it is actually not as appealing as some of the other ones that are out there, the Trevor Lawrences, the Joe Burrows, right, Joshy?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The one thing I don't want us to lose sight of is we as humans are fairly malleable, and we change as we take in new information.
As we should.
Yes. But it was just like 2 weeks ago that it was a foregone conclusion for many people that this deal was going to be done in time for camp. Now we're Friday, 5 days from when this was originally supposed to happen, and everyone's kind of adjusted, and they've stayed at the same point of, well, it's getting done, it's getting done, it's getting done. And we should recognize the fact that this wasn't as foregone of a conclusion. We were wrong at the beginning, and this is more contentious than we were originally led to believe. Because if there wasn't contention here, a deal would just simply be done by now.
Correct.
They know the terms. They know what Jordan Love wants. And Jordan Love's camp knows what the Packers want. So at this point, there is something here more to this than just simply, they're working on a contract. Because they've been working on a contract since May, April, how long?
No, I think it was only the last couple months. Only the last 2 months.
So I think we spend a lot of time just readjusting and changing and not recognizing how informative of the prior beliefs were, which we are led to believe by Brian Gutekunst, which Gabe has tried to keep hammering home, is there is a difference here and something isn't right with the negotiations. I don't think we spent enough time figuring out, are the Packers deciding between, is it simply just a money thing and they're not comfortable with the amount of money these type of contracts demand, or are they not confident in Jordan Love because they don't think they've seen enough?
Couldn't it be a combination of both? Couldn't it be a combination of both?
It absolutely could.
But I also think, Packers, you're up against it. Like, at some point, you can sit there and you can say, we're going to be stubborn. We're going to dig our heels in. We're going to hold pat. He's going to come around to us. Is he? Doesn't seem that way. I don't think Jordan Love's camp is telling him, you know what, let's give it a week. We'll give it a week. If they haven't come around by a week, we'll let you get out there. We know you want to throw route. We know you want to be out there with your guys. We know you want to be passing to your guys. We know you want to be getting the offense clicking. Give it a week. No, I don't get that impression at all. I don't get the impression that there is a timeline for Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love waits until he gets what he wants.
You can't. The second Jordan Love steps on the field is the second the contract goes down. Because he loses all the leverage the second he steps out on the field. Like, you've made the decision to hold in and participate in all the meetings and do all that, and you're just not going through the physical stuff on the field because that's where the risk is. But if he steps on the field without a contract, he's got no chance at getting the fair market deal of the Trevor Lawrence deal.
800-990-3776. We are putting it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. Do you think a deal will be done by the time we turn the mics on Monday morning, 7 a.m., which would give you the entire weekend? If you're going to Potawatomi and you're trying to make, you get 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for somebody to go, you know what? Let's just do this thing. Yes, this all works. We made it work. We figured out the money. We're going to give you the guarantees that you want. We're going to give you the years that you want. And you're going to be one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league. Here you go. Now get on the field. Practice with your guys. Make us better. Start the Super Bowl run. Jason Wilde is coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We will, of course, ask him what he is hearing from 1265. The guys were off yesterday, the Green Bay Packers, but still a lot of stuff that happened on Wednesday that we can dive into with him. That's next.
Tune in to Thanalysis Show each and every week, presented by Gruber Law Offices. Thanasis Dedecumbo hangs out with special guests for fun and even surprising conversations. Maybe it's his live show that he did with Giannis, the chat he had with Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, getting the inside scoop on fighting with Logan Paul, or any other one of TA's unique guests. Find Thanalysis Show on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Plus, you can subscribe to Thanalysis Show on YouTube to see exclusive video content from Thanasis. Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we are moving along really well so far this morning. Not seeing too many delays at all. Volume is just starting to wake up a little bit, and maybe a quick tap of the brakes on 894 westbound as you're making your way into Loomis. But other than that, everything else is looking good. No other incidents. Traffic is brought to you by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to twomenandajuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny and nice, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Check out the newest Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putz Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Ask for Haley. I will make you look and feel great. Take advantage of our grand opening special. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putz Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Get the best of both worlds when you visit X-Golf at American Family Field. Hi, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and On the Tee. I love golf. I love baseball. And if you're like me, Brewers game days are the best when they're at X-Golf. Book a simulator, bring a group, enjoy the great food and beverage options, and get a unique view of the game. Right now, you can head to brewers.com/tickets and get both sim time and game tickets. Plus, hit a hole-in-one at X-Golf and Fan Field any day of the year, and you and a buddy can take a trip down Bernie's Slide. X-Golf and fanfield.com.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We love getting Jason Wilde on the show to give us the latest from 1265. Good morning, Jason. How are you today?
Well, I've got nothing that's the latest from 1265. They had the day off yesterday. It was great. Now back to the grind.
Yes, that is wonderful. And I heard that Wednesday was a pretty interesting day. Did Eric Stokes have a pretty good day out there?
Well, he had kind of an Eric Stokes day. He had 2 interceptions, but he also got beat on 3rd and 4 by Romeo Dobbs to pick up a first down, and he got a really egregious pass interference penalty. So, kind of you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
back to
Eric
life.
Stokes' day.
Yep, there it is.
Eric Stokes. Jason, just before we get to even more things other than Jordan Love, Josh just brought up a good point that clearly this is more contentious than we've been led to believe, because if there wasn't any contentiousness, a deal would be done. So, A, do you agree with there's more contentiousness than we were led to believe? And B, who do you think is holding us up? Do you think Jordan's being unreasonable, or do you think the Packers have not come in with a fair market value deal?
It pains me to agree with Josh, so I will. I won't use contentiousness. I'll say there is a greater difference of opinion than we were led to believe.
Will you take it, Josh?
I'm taking that as a win.
All right.
Yeah, I knew you would, buddy.
He's celebrating. He's dancing back there, Jason.
Now there would be a great digital-only opportunity. So look, one of the things I hate doing is guessing, right? I mean, and look, when I make educated guesses, I've been really irritated by this because I was treated like I was some sort of Chicken Little for saying that this was a possibility for weeks leading into training camp, right? Like, I kept saying that, and I was being sent away with a pat on the head saying, "Oh, isn't this cute? Jason's bringing up a possibility that there's no way they're going to just make him the highest paid quarterback and everything will be great." I'm sure Diana Rossini corresponds with David Mulugheta. I'm sure Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport do, Tom Pelissero. I do not get texts back from him. I'm not a big enough fish, which I know comes as a surprise to you guys. So I would love for him to tell one of them that he does correspond with what exactly the holdup is. But if you're going to ask me to guess, it's going to be that Jordan Love believes, or Jordan Love's representation believes, that if you are paying based on what he is going to accomplish, not solely what he has accomplished, that he deserves more guaranteed money than what the Green Bay Packers, who are trying to hedge their bets just in case Jordan Love isn't as star-spangled awesome as he appeared to be last year during the second half of the season, that they can get out of it. And we've talked so many times on this show about some of the things that Goody has done, even for his anointed golden child of a quarterback. You bring it up all the time. You love it when I bring it up, the quote of, that's a lot of money to give a guy who hasn't played when they decided to not give him the fifth-year option. Now, we might be in the same situation today had they just given him the fifth-year option. There would have been 7 games last season where we'd have been like, oh, my God, I can't believe they gave this guy the fifth-year option. But then they would have had an opportunity in December to sign him to an extension like they did with Rodgers after 8 games in the 2008 season. But the bottom line is that they are where they are. The market has exploded in terms of cost, and my gut would tell me that the Packers offer is not enough guaranteed money to get the deal done. I don't know when that changes. I don't know how that changes. Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, but Diana has changed her verbiage when she reports on this from a matter of weeks to they're getting closer. Is that right? Is that how she's changed her reporting?
I believe, based on seeing Florio and Schefter and Diana all say it's close, that is the line that Jordan Love's agency is taking. I don't know if there was some sort of conversation with the Packers that was like, hey, stop putting out spooky stuff to rile people up. And so now it feels like everybody is getting the same kind of party line of it's not done yet, but it's getting there. And I agree with you, Jason. I think it's guarantees. I think it's the guaranteed money. I don't know if I still don't know if it's years, if it's a matter of, are we talking a 4-year deal or a 6-year deal? Is 5 the magic number? I don't know that. But I believe guarantees and what the totality of the deal is, not just the average annual value. I don't know why every time that messes me up. I don't know why there's something about the AAV that my brain just is like, can't get it out. Anyway, that's what I have been led to believe.
Yeah, I prefer 8. That's easier for me, too. Look, let's say that the deal is 4 years, $224 million. If my math is correct, that would mean a $56 million a year average. And that would make him, based on APY, the highest paid quarterback in the league. Now, again, I don't know if the Packers are willing to do that or not, but that would placate any desire for them to claim, all right, he's the highest paid quarterback in the league. All right, we got our guy the highest. He's past Burrow. He's past Trevor Lawrence. His average is 56. To me, it all will come down to, does he have $180 million of that guaranteed or $140 million of that guaranteed? Like, again, it's so hard for me to have this conversation because our fans that listen to our shows, and quite frankly, those of us that do these shows, this money is such monopoly money to me when we talk about it. But that's the game we play. And $40 million when you're talking about $224 million, it's easy for your eyes to glaze over and say, well, it's life-changing generational wealth money. What does it really matter? But it really does matter for these guys. And it should, because money is respect in the NFL, as Chewy can tell you.
Pivoting off of Jordan Love, but not straying too far away, Jason, the wide receiver battle and how things are going to shake out in terms of who's going to be out there, how many snaps, how many targets guys are going to get has been one of the storylines I think fans are most interested in heading into training camp. Has that been affected at all with not having Jordan Love out there? Instead, it's Sean Clifford making the passes to these guys as they're battling for playing time.
I don't know if it's affected that competition. I mean, I think it's affecting it a little bit. Like Jaden Reed is clearly going to be somewhere in their top 3 to 4, right? I mean, he led them in receptions. He led them in receiving yards last year. But, he didn't practice the first 2 days. He practiced on Wednesday on a limited basis. He's not doing 11 on 11. There have been plays. There was one, I wrote about it in my story about Clifford today. And look, I'm not here to be Sean Clifford's PR spin doctor, but I thought he made some really good points about how, if you're watching practice, these are guys that he has not thrown to regularly. Like he threw some to the rookies last year. I mean, Dontavion Wicks, Jaden Reed, they weren't taking all first-team reps right away. We know what they became during the course of the season. So he has some experience with them, but he said he'd never thrown to Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson in 11 on 11 before, okay? And I thought he gave an outstanding example, and this is why I really like him as a player to talk to, and why I think it's really important for guys to help us understand what goes on out there. So we were talking about Eric Stokes earlier here, and Eric Stokes had an interception on a play in which Sean Clifford threw a slant behind, just a tick behind, but certainly behind Dontavion Wicks. The ball deflected off of Wicks's hands. Stokes intercepted it. And I saw LaFleur come over to Clifford afterward, and LaFleur was pissed. And he wasn't like, Aaron Rodgers, throw your arms up pissed. But you could tell he was talking to him in kind of a stern manner. And then Clifford went over and talked to Tom Clements after that. So that 11-on-11 session ends. They have a couple of special teams periods. They have another 11-on-11 period. And a few plays later, in that they're facing a 3rd and 4, and Sean Clifford completes a pass to Romeo Dobbs against Eric Stokes to pick up the first down. A play that Eric Stokes, by his own admission, was obsessing about because they beat him so badly with the play. And talking to Sean Clifford afterward, he explained that the play that he threw the interception on, LaFleur said, look, that's supposed to be a backside throw to Dobbs. And then Dobbs came over and talked him through, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how this operates. Here's how this play works. Because he had never thrown that route and run that play before, ever last year, ever through the first 2 practices before that. And so they run the exact same play. They pick up the first down against Stokes. So my point is that Jordan Love has done all this. He's not as experienced as Aaron Rodgers was, but this is a process for Sean Clifford to be productive and effective with guys that he's unfamiliar with. That was a step forward. So while he has thrown like 5 picks in the last 2 practices, I don't think it's as catastrophic for the folks that are like, oh my God, they got to get Love back. This guy sucks. I think it's an adjustment period for him. I think he is improving. I still would say you don't want him starting in Brazil, but these are the things that you find out when you spend some time talking to guys.
Jason, good stuff. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend.
Sounds great. You guys take care. Be good.
All right. He's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every weekday right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. We have Craig Karmazin coming up. I'm sure he has many thoughts on the dynamic between the front office and Jordan Love. We will get those right after this.
Change the way you do business. Take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line. All customized for you and your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association Custom Solutions, built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Starting to see a little bit of a backup, 894 westbound heading between 27th Street and Loomis. We also have an incident on the ramp from Watertown Plank Road to northbound 41, so just heads up with that. It's not really affecting your ride as far as delays are concerned at the moment, but that might change. Keep your eyes open for more building volume. Traffic is brought to you by 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to 2meninajunktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny and nice, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Join an unforgettable weekend of summer fun when the Brewers play the Marlins July 26th through the 28th. Be here for Yacht Rock Night on Friday and a Hawaiian shirt giveaway Saturday. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years and for the last 15 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help navigate the complexities of a constantly changing business market environment. With your business in mind, commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Gabe, you're right. I actually just looked at the stats. No hypocrite has ever won a championship.
Fridays with Mo.
Mark Attanasio, the last thing he wanted to do was play a video and tribute Craig Counsell in any way. So I give Mark Attanasio a ton of credit.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is sponsored by Landworks Landscape Services. Their creative and talented team will design, build, enhance, and maintain beautiful landscapes in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more and see their work at landworkswisconsin.com.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to
It is Friday, and that means a visit from our friend and, well, boss, Craig Karmazin. Good morning, Craig. How are you today?
Good morning from the lobby of the JW Marriott in LA Live in Los Angeles, California.
Ooh, so it's early there. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate that.
Didn't want to wake anyone up, so in the lobby. That's what we do.
Well, that's good to know. I am curious what you're doing there, but I don't want to, make you tell your business on the streets, so we'll just move on. Gabe is, I wouldn't say panicking. That feels like an overreaction. But there are some unintended consequences of the situation with Jordan Love and the front office. And one of those is that Gabe is now more skeptical of Brian Gutekunst because of some of the things he has said recently that have proven to not be true. You, I'm sure, have been through a million negotiations with employees, with businesses, with companies.
We call them teammates, just for the record.
Yeah, that's right. You're right about that. Has there ever been a situation where you have thought you were close to getting a deal done and then ultimately you did not get a deal done, or you thought you were closer than the other person? What I'm trying to say is, can you sympathize, empathize, recognize the situation that the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love find themselves in?
I can't really do it with a person. There's transactions that I could compare it to, where just you're going to get the deal done, but there's just enough factors that it just takes longer than it should take. Never in people issues for me, because I don't find people issues to have as many factors. It's Jordan Love. Okay, so it's how many years, it's how much guaranteed, it's what incentive, and let's go, right? Like how much guaranteed money, right? I don't think could be that many factors when it comes to a person negotiation. So when there's a deal that involves real estate and involves, it involves, hundreds of different factors, right? I could see that, but I just don't see that when it involves an individual like Jordan Love.
Okay, so you're minimizing the suggestion that has been put out there, I think in some part to calm people's fears, that this is very complicated. There are lots of layers to this, and there's figuring out, the total term value and things like that. You're saying, nah, man, you're overcomplicating this.
Well, we've had a long time, right? Like from the day the season ended, we knew this was the priority for the offseason. So whether or not you could actually sign the deal or not, this is not complicated based on the time that it was needed. So if there is an agreement, then there would have been a contract. Now, it doesn't mean that I think I had predicted last week that today or tomorrow was my day. So I think this is about at the timetable I predicted. But obviously, if the Packers wanted this done earlier and that was the priority, it would have already been done.
So do you interpret this at all that maybe the Packers, at least the front office or Gutekunst or Russ Ball, aren't 100% behind Jordan Love?
No. They look at themselves as fiduciaries, right, who are responsible for making sure that they invest every dollar properly. So I'm sure the Kenny Clark deal was very, to the dollar and their analytics of what they were willing to spend. And the same thing is true with Jordan Love. As I said, I have a different philosophy in this, but I don't think there's anything to doubt that they believe in Jordan Love or they want Jordan Love to be the quarterback of the future, or even that they're going to pay him more than the Jaguars paid Trevor Lawrence.
So then what they're telling us is practice isn't actually as important as maybe we think.
Well,
because there's some sort of message here, Craig, that, again, if this deal gets done and it ends up being basically the Trevor Lawrence deal or just a little bit more, I'm going to wonder what the hell took so long and why Love had to miss a week of practice. Maybe practice isn't that important.
I was at the Rams practice yesterday, and it's amazing to me how hard people practice even this time of year, right? Like in the summer in LA, like just being there yesterday, it just reminded me the hard work that's involved in this and the chemistry that people are developing. And yeah, I absolutely believe all the practice matters. And I think it matters that Jordan Love is there, right? He may not be practicing full, but I think there's some value he's getting out of being there. But yeah, is there less being developed because Jordan Love's not practicing? Like, sure. Absolutely. And if the Packers end up saving, I don't know, $22 million over the next 5 years, is that worth it? To me, it's not.
Greg, the other conversation that we were having yesterday was about Christian Yelich and his back injury and him potentially maybe facing surgery. It sounds like that is not an issue, that he is not going to have surgery, at least right now. He is hoping to kind of get it treated and continue on with the season. What is your confidence level for the Milwaukee Brewers as they go into August and September baseball if Yelich is limited in any way?
My confidence level is so high in this team. I didn't realize. Is it common knowledge that they've played 10 more road games than home games? Like, does everybody know that?
I don't think I did. I don't think I'd heard that little nugget.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until, just, in the last day or so. And the fact that they're almost at the 2/3 mark of the season and they're still playing at this level and they've dealt with all the injuries. Christian Yelich was hurt earlier in the year. Christian Yelich played at an MVP level. There's been so many different versions of this team, and I felt confident in this team regardless. Now, in a playoff series, I feel like the Christian Yelich we saw earlier this year is the one that actually allows you to beat some of these teams that they haven't been able to beat in the postseason. So I have so much confidence in this team. This team has been so fun to watch, but a healthy Christian Yelich would make me feel like, you know what? They could beat the Dodgers. They could play with the Phillies. I don't know if I would say going into a series I'd expect them to beat the Phillies in almost any scenario. But, I almost would pick them to beat the Dodgers if they're reasonably healthy going into a series.
Greg, when you see that the Ohio State Buckeyes spent $20 million in NIL money last year, especially now with, the relationships we have with UW Athletics. We just announced with Marquette Athletics we're extending that deal here with ESPN Milwaukee over the next 3 seasons. What did that number do to you? Is that about what you expected that universities have to spend to be competitive in today's era of college athletics?
Well, I don't know that you have to invest that to be competitive, but I think the top schools are going to do that, right? And we've always seen the top schools, invest way more in their programs. It used to be they'd do it in the weight room. So Ohio State would have a $20 million weight room and Wisconsin would have a $2 million weight room. And now Wisconsin has $2 million of NILs and Ohio State has $20 million of NILs. And I'm not saying that the 20 to 2 is exact, but I don't think this is anything that's different than it's always been, right? There's certain programs that have more dollars, that have more resources, and that are going to invest more in everything. And NIL is just the newest thing. I don't think that's a new thing when it comes to college sports.
Craig, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say, for the record, that we are still allowed to laugh when Chewy's not here, although we didn't today.
Fair.
I don't know if there's a correlation, but I'm just saying I am willing to laugh even if Chewy's not here.
Well, what do you want to laugh about? We got chicken wings we could talk about.
You got a joke? You got a joke you want to tell or what?
What? Yeah, you got
I
something?
don't know. You have like ChatGPT that could like make up a joke about me. Like if you say like I have Craig Carnes on the radio right now, what could I tell him that would make him laugh? Like I don't know. ChatGPT like would come up with something, but I don't know. We're under the gun. Maybe
what
Joshy.
it sounds like to me is you're creating problems with no solutions.
I've never used ChatGPT. Have you?
Yeah, I have.
What have you used it for? What do you use it for? Like, what would I use it for?
I use it almost every day. I use it. Okay, wait. I'll ask her right now. I'll tell it that I'm on the radio right now and need to tell a funny joke.
I just did the same thing.
See. Okay, all right, Joshy, you're ahead of me. What do we got?
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Supposed to say I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Outstanding in his field. Was that a real laugh or a fake laugh?
That is a big time fake laugh.
That was a bad fake laugh. You got a good fake laugh, Gabe?
That's kind of real.
What do you mean that was kind of real? Either it's real, it's a 1 or a 0 proposition, Craig. Either it's real or it's not.
Then it was not.
Just so you
But I
know,
did think it was funny.
Gabe is having trouble this morning with incremental things, okay? So, like, he's been very stubborn this morning about the contract. Either it's done or it's not close. He doesn't believe in these, it's close and it's getting closer, these incremental progress things. So that makes sense as to why you would say that that's either a fake laugh or a real laugh. You can't have increments of real.
Correct. Either the laugh is genuine or it is not.
Gabe, if you're being such a scientist right now, then why don't scientists trust atoms?
Why don't scientists trust atoms?
Yeah.
I don't know, Craig.
Because they make up everything.
It's a fake laugh.
Fake? Yeah.
Real.
All right.
I got one more. I chat GPT to joke too. Hold on. Why don't skeletons fight each other?
Why, Jen?
They don't have the guts. That was a snicker.
The little chuckle, I believe, was genuine from Craig.
Do you think how pissed off scientists are right now? And like people, like they've spent like the last 30 years developing artificial intelligence and like away from their families and writing the most brilliant programs to be able to do computer programming and to like try to save the world, and we're doing it to come up with like dad jokes.
Well, just so you know, we're very conflicted here on artificial intelligence because on one hand, yes, there are times when I don't have time to aggregate a stat or something, so I will ask ChatGPT, like, who was the last quarterback to throw 4,000 yards and 16 interceptions? And it will, populate that list for me. But there are also people like Chewy who are investing in computers and artificial intelligence to eliminate human jobs. So, it's tricky.
Chewy's also investing in robots, which is going to be the ultimate demise of humans. So,
well, yes, all of this. All of this is all connected. All right, Craig, we appreciate you trying to get some laughs out of us.
By the way, I just asked ChatGPT what Jen, Gabe, and Chewy should talk about today.
All right, hit me.
And they said, here are a few suggestions. NFL training camp because the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love have a tough contract situation. The MLB trade deadline because the Milwaukee Brewers potential moves they could make. Summer sports events highlighting the Tour de France, Wimbledon, and the Olympics. And pop culture. They could share their thoughts on the latest movies, TV shows, or music releases. Maybe even have a fun debate about the best summer blockbuster movie of all time.
Well, Joshy, you're out of a job. You just got fired. How about that? ChatGPT just did Joshy's job. Wonderful. Great, Craig.
All right. I feel like we kind of laughed. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Right. That's Craig Karmazin, and he joins us each and every Friday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Not bad suggestions by ChatGPT. I was going to ask you guys, with the Summer Olympics kicking off, they have the opening ceremonies today, what you are most looking forward to about the Summer Olympics.
When it's over, so people don't have to pretend like they care.
Whoa. I had no idea you were such an Olympic cynic.
Oh, you didn't see that coming from him?
No, I did not.
You thought that Joshy was going to be sitting there in his American flag hat watching the Olympics?
Joshy appreciates
waving
all
a flag?
Sports.
Does he?
Apparently not. That's okay. This is the impression I was under. So I was under the impression that Joshy and I were closer than we are in regards to our appreciation for the summer games.
Much like Brian Gutekunst, that's on you.
We got to take a break. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
You know how much we love Palermo's here at ESPN Milwaukee. With the weekend approaching, you're probably going to be going somewhere, doing something, hanging out with the family. You're going to get back from whatever activity you have this weekend. Man, I still want to have something that's really good to eat, something that tastes great, but I don't have to make it. That's where Palermo's Pizza comes in. I always make sure I've got a few Palermo's pizzas in my freezer, and you should as well, because even if you have a family with so many different tastes, Palermo's has you covered, because under the umbrella of the Palermo's family of brands, it includes not only Palermo's, but Urban Pie, Connie's, Surfer Boy Pizza, Screamin' Sicilian, Neighborhood Pizzeria, so many different pizzas, so many different flavors, so many different tastes, and they've been doing this for over 60 years right here in Wisconsin. So when it comes to premium frozen pizza, of course, they know what they're doing. Find them in your grocer's frozen food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Bucks superstar Giannis.
You know, and then I'm going to like Chris at the time.
What did coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
Landworks is the locally owned landscape company to elevate the look of your home or business. Landworks is different because of customer service. From the crew to the salesperson to the admin team, you're in good hands with Landworks. Their sales and design teams are made up of horticulturists, licensed landscape architects, and passionate plant people. Their landscape architects and horticulture team members are also project managers. This means you'll have a single point of contact from initial design through completion of work. See their amazing work for yourself at landworkswisconsin.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, "Oh, look at our horny little boy. Good for him." Like everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Santana's in Milwaukee?
Sure is.
Wait, Santana Counting Crows?
Yes, ma'am.
I should go. I enjoy the Counting Crows. Now, they are one of those bands that they riff a lot, change the melody, change the lyrics, and then you're trying to sing along, and you're like, oh, no, hey, I thought, okay.
But that's what makes a live show great, because it's different than the version you're used to listening to. By throwing that little curveball, by throwing that changeup, by making it different, it makes it better.
Is that true?
I think so.
To me, it is. I mean, I'm going to Santana tonight with the Counting Crows, and then Fish at Alpine.
Oh boy,
as well. Big weekend for me. Might show up here limping in here on Monday.
Thoughts and prayers.
What do you mean might? What do you mean might?
Well, I got Sunday off. Basically because Mussolini's going to her own concert, and we don't have a babysitter for the puppy.
Whoa. I don't want to call her that because I got in trouble last time, so we're not going to call her that. She has a triple header this weekend for concerts?
She's not going to the first two. She's going to Alanis Morissette, I believe.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw Alanis Morissette at AmFam 2 years ago, I want to say. Rained like crazy. Fantastic show. She's going to love it.
Is it 90s weekend in Milwaukee? What's going on here?
Well, we got Red Hot Chili Peppers on Saturday. We're going Harley Fest.
Oh, sure.
Down by the lake. Red Hot Chili Peppers, have not seen them in concert, so checking it off the old bucket list.
So it is 90s weekend in
Apparently.
Milwaukee.
Do you think Anthony Kiedis' 20-year-old girlfriend will be there?
Oh, I hope so. Gosh, I hope so. I mean, I won't be able to find her. Or, it's not like our paths are going to cross, but I hope she gets to enjoy the great city of Milwaukee. Yes, Joshy, I do.
Well, if you see someone with him that looks like his daughter, no, that's his girlfriend.
Just be generally aware.
Thanks for the additional information to ensure that and I'll take a picture and I'll send it to the group chat. How's that sound? I want to get into, in the second hour of the show, you hating the Olympics. This is a surprise take by you. I did not see you being an Olympic skeptic.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. I'm not going to waste any of my time watching it. The storylines aren't that interesting to me. These are people we see every 4 years. I think it's like highly specialized. It's whatever. I think there's a lot of virtue signaling that goes on. You rah. You don't care about the handball team. You don't care who runs the fastest shuttle. You're just doing a thing.
Fastest shuttle. What is it, field day? What are we doing here?
It's basically what the Olympics are.
I mean, if you see what the Olympics have
It's the world's field day.
Well, I mean, again, and I don't know how you get into some of these specialized sports. It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, play a real sport.
Like, how do you get into handball?
They are
Milwaukee
playing
handball?
real sports also. Like if we, again, I don't subscribe to this real sport, fake sport thing, but just for funsies, I'll go along with you for a second. There is basketball, men's and women's. There is track and field, men's and women's. Like these are big deals. Gymnastics, of course. The world.
Yeah, and we support them the 3 years in between. We watch all their events, attend their matches. We do it all.
I do watch a lot of track and field. I don't know if that helps in this conversation or hurts in this conversation, but I do watch a lot of track and field. We have to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have people weighing in on Joshy's thoughts on the Olympics, and they're not great. But we'll get into that. And chicken wings? I guess we're talking chicken wings at some point in the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We got some backups now on westbound 94, stretching right through the stadium interchange from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, strangely the same, from about Mitchell Boulevard all the way through to 35th Street. Northbound 43, watch for delays from before North Avenue all the way up to Keefe. And westbound 894 backed up from 27th Street to 68th. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, sunny and nice, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Like flip-flops with the socks is a good look. No?
Not even a
yes,
little bit.
It is.
Nope.
It's in.
No, that's slides or Birkenstocks.
Now, what is it that you do exactly?
I attend to his personal affairs.
Like what?
Well, like tomorrow, for example, I have to buy him some socks.
It's not flip-flops. It's never flip-flops.
I can't wear Jerusalem cruisers. Those look terrible. Yeah, but not with socks.
So, what do you think?
No.
You don't like them?
No, I don't like them.
What's wrong?
They're too tight.
Too tight?
There's no elastic. You need to pull too much.
Jesus didn't wear socks.
If he had them.
You think? No, because he was over where it's hot. He doesn't need socks.
Gotta let him breathe.
Yeah.
Let the dogs breathe, Chen.
Wonder how they cut their nails back then.
Excuse me, Mr. Pitt. Would it be all right if I got you the socks tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I was hoping for my new socks today.
Well, it's just one more day.
I'm sorry. I must have them today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth, talk about it.
So many things on the old to-do list right now. I'm actually having a little bit of a crisis of confidence. Where do we go? What should we do? So I'm going to let you guys vote. What do you want to talk about right now? You want to talk about Joshy hating on the Olympics? You want to talk about Jordan Love's contract? You want to talk about boneless wings having bones? Or if you're invited to a party and told not to bring a gift, do you still show up with something?
Joshy in the Olympics.
Joshy! Sorry about it, bud. So let's go out to the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. Justin weighing in saying, sit this one out, Josh. I'm very excited for Simone Biles' comeback and seeing how pumped Giannis will be as the flag bearer for Greece. You know he's going to have that classic little kid Giannis energy and just be beaming. What do you say to that, Joshy?
Good for you. You know, a little pat on the head. It would be cute.
Oh, this is going to
watch Giannis.
Now I know why you picked this topic.
If you're doing anything other than holding your butt and hoping Giannis doesn't get hurt, I don't know how you could possibly enjoy watching him play in the Olympics, especially for what we all expect is probably not a medal finish.
This is a fair take. This is a fair take. That is a fair take. Yes. Will I be watching Giannis and the Greek national team? I will. Will I be watching it hoping that nothing goes catastrophically horrible? I will. That's not a great way to be watching a sporting event.
Let's look at some of the events here at the Summer Olympics. Are you interested in artistic swimming?
Sure not.
Flag football.
Absolutely no.
Rowing.
Still no.
Sailing.
I had to think about it for a second.
Sailing. Shooting. Skateboarding. Squash.
Well, can you get out of the S category and move on to something else?
Judo. Table tennis. Taekwondo. Trampoline. Water polo.
Okay, so none of those are interesting to me.
These are just hobbies. These are just stuff you do because you have a lot of money and your parents pay for you to be a sailor.
Water polo is a legit sport. Have you ever seen a water polo match?
Great. You're good at treading water.
No, I mean, you got to be a lot better at other things. It's very physical.
Cycling, BMX, freestyle. What is this, the X Games?
But okay, yes, it is sort of, but these are the highest level. This is the top of each of those sports. Like, I am one of these people, and I've told this story before, but Joshy, this might be the first time you're hearing it. When I went over to Austria 5 or 6 years ago to cover the World Games for Special Olympics, I got there and my sleep clock was all off. So I found myself wide awake in the middle of the night, and I found myself watching a table tennis match. It was not in English. I'll tell you that. It was not in English. And I watched the whole dang thing because I immediately found myself magnetically pulled to whatever was happening on the screen. And that's when I knew that I was a competition psycho, that I will watch any competition so long as it is riveting. And I think that's what you're going to get with the Olympic Games. You're going to get a lot of riveting competition.
I think it's more of, I got nothing better else on TV, so I'll watch these guys play ping pong.
I can't believe you're not excited about the Olympics.
The problem with me to many of these sports is just if other athletes like the LeBron Jameses and the top tier guys just decided they wanted to be good at this, they would be better than everyone else at them. Like take the U.S. men's basketball team. If they played volleyball, you think they're not the best volleyball team on earth? Got a strong feeling they are. They're the strongest.
Think that is
like you give them a year, give them a year. I
thought you were saying just throw them on the court. I was like, oh god, now we are seriously undermined.
Josh's argument of, oh, this is the best in the world at this is it really? Because the best actual athletes are playing real sports.
You guys are doing a lot of disparaging of other sports this morning.
It's cute. It's fun. I hope they have a good time.
Are you telling me there's nothing you're interested in? You're not interested in Simone Biles? You're not interested in the women's soccer team or the men's soccer team? Or no. Not even a little bit. No. Basketball, maybe you'll watch, but
I also have a hard time just like not caring about something for 3 years, and now all of a sudden I care the most in the world, and I'm going to be, especially it's in Paris, tape delays, or I'm going to have to stay up way late and watch these events.
I will tell you, this tape delay does make it a little bit challenging, right? Because you're going to see all of the results on Twitter. Right. And on whatever social platform you're using. You're going to see if Sha'Carri Richardson wins the 100, which she is favored to do. Like, I'm going to know before it airs. A little anticlimactic.
Unless you watch it live at 9 a.m. or whatever. Depending on whatever it ends up being. I don't know how far ahead Paris is. But, yeah. It's going to be going on in the middle of the afternoon if you want.
Wow. Just so you know, that statement right there, of all the things that we have said in the last 13 minutes, indicates your level of ambivalence. I don't even know how far ahead Paris is, you say.
Do you?
Isn't it like 7 hours?
So you don't. So the answer is no.
I mean, but I know I have a general idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could have said 6 or 7 hours, but I didn't know the specific answer. So,
well, what is
who
it?
cares?
We should probably.
Yeah, I don't really care.
It
is what it is.
I have a hard time faking it. I can't pretend that I care so much about something for like the 2 weeks that it goes on. I hope those guys have a great time.
Okay, hold on. What if you don't have to fake it? What if you can, and this is going to require a little bit of rewiring, because I think about your... I know.
You got the wrong... kind of stuck in his wired ways here.
So you have to rewire a little bit, because you are one of these people who are a very passionate Packers fan, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. But you've been following the Packers your whole life, so there's this depth of knowledge. There's this being able to compare old eras to new eras. You're not going to have any of that. It is just competition. And I think what you need to convince yourself there's value in is rooting for the United States. just for people who are wearing the United States singlet or jersey or uniform or whatever it is. It is civic pride. It is national pride. And you have to convince you. I know.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
Listen to me.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
That is a loaded statement.
Working
right
on
there.
this.
You're talking to the wrong guy. You went the wrong route.
You took a wrong off for him.
Yeah,
Hold on. Is this a choose your own adventure book? Let me flip back.
Yeah. You kept your finger on the page, right? As long as you kept your finger on the page. If you didn't take the finger off the page, you can
Everybody
still go back.
knows you could go back so long as you held your finger there. When
Correct.
it tells you, sorry, bad choice, you died. Be like, whoa. I wasn't fully committed to that decision. So no, none of that?
No. It's like, if you want to enjoy it, that's fine. I just feel it's all contrived.
Despite Josh doing a civic duty and putting out a fire on his neighbor's porch, do not confuse him with somebody who cares about,
other people?
Yes. Or just because, you're from the same country, you're supposed to care. That's not what Joshy is.
But hold on.
You expect
the flaw
me when the
in
canoe
this is
slalom's happening to be like, USA! USA!
Okay, so again, when he said rowing, the reason I gave it a pregnant pause is because I watched that movie, The Boys in the Boat, after being out at Washington and doing the story in the boathouse with Roma Dunze, and I was like, I'm kind of into rowing now. I read the book. Like, if you haven't seen the movie Boys in the Boat, it's obviously about the Olympic team that was comprised of student athletes from Washington back in the 40s. I want to say late 40s. I could be wrong on that.
I did not read the book. I did not see the movie.
You would think that if I read the book and saw the movie, I would be able to nail the year, but here we are.
Be familiar with the timeline.
So anyway, there's a part of me that was like, when you said rowing, I was like, I might do a little rowing intake.
Well, again, and going back, like, part of the problem is if I don't catch it live in the middle of the day, like, would I rather watch something that's tape delayed or a Brewers game at night? Watching the Brewers game.
Yeah, I understand. And that's, again, there's only so much disposable time. Josh could not be more right, says Nick in the 608. I'm not interested in watching the games. I'm just interested in the USA winning.
Yeah, tell me what our medal count is at the end, and that's cool.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Justin weighing in saying, okay, I think it's time to make Joshy do some of these things. I would love to see him try and last 5 minutes playing water polo.
I never once insinuated I would be good at any of these things. That has nothing to do with anything at all. I wouldn't be good at gymnastics. You think I'm going to do great on the uneven bars? The pommel horse? No.
Did you just want to say pommel horse?
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
That's a good way to work it into conversation.
Is that an Olympic competition?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But it's men's only, right? It's,
the pommel horse
women
is a
don't
men's,
do.
is a men's event.
They like whip their body around like.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is cute, and it takes a lot of talent. And again, for athletes like that who choose to specialize in that discipline, gymnastics, this is it, man. Like, this is the top tier. This is the apex of your career. You can do international competitions. They have world games and things like that. But the Olympics is what everybody strives for, aims for. I'm surprised. I'm a little.
Well, but again, some of these things seem made up.
Yeah.
Like the pentathlon, the modern pentathlon is you're riding an unfamiliar horse, which, okay, interesting verbiage. So you have to do equestrian on a horse I guess you've never ridden before, because I don't know what unfamiliar horse means.
I think, don't overthink it, Gabe. It means you first time.
Yeah. So there's a swimming element. There's a shooting element. I don't even remember what the other ones are. Like, how did this thing get created in the first place? And then how did you find out you were good at this?
People with too much time on their hands.
Joshy's like, get a job.
Yeah, why don't you provide some value to your country instead of running around playing on horses? Like, equestrian is the stuffiest of sports. You should ban that sport. Get rid of it. What does that do?
Okay, this is the list I want from you, Joshy. Go through the Olympic list and tell me which ones you would ban if you could.
Well, here, right
trampoline,
your top five.
I'm guessing. Trampoline is getting
your top
banned.
5 bannable Olympic sports.
1, flag football. Play tackle football. It's not a real sport.
No, they just added flag football to the Olympics.
Get it out of here. Artistic swimming. Okay, real cool. Breakdancing? Come on.
They just added breakdancing.
Canoe slalom? Great, you can turn. Proud of you.
That is an odd one. That is a
mountain biking. You got a hobby. Go outside. It's fine.
But again, there's the X Games. Maybe you could, offload the mountain biking to the X Games.
Equestrian, you're too rich. Get a job. Do something worth it. Fencing, play with real swords. Judo, do karate instead. Modern pentathlon. Figure out what you're good at. Stop doing everything. Shooting. Go hunting instead. Squash. Dumb name.
I don't even know what squash is. Is it like
It's a racket
racquetball?
sport.
Yeah, it's a racket sport.
Trampoline. Come on. Do I need to explain trampoline? This is water polo? Play handball instead.
Handball, play water polo instead.
Yes.
I do feel like you are really underappreciating water polo. It is a very taxing sport. It is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, run a marathon.
They got track and field.
Join the swim club. I don't know.
I can't believe this is the take. I love it, but I can't believe it's the take. Chef Ed weighing in saying Joshy is right. The Olympics are just field day for adults.
Yeah. It's high-level field day.
Grow up, Peter Pan.
Count Chocula. We got to take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but we roll on right after this, Gabe.
Join me out at the Wisconsin Country Club. Joined there last fall, and I have not regretted it because it's a great golf course. Challenging golf course. It is fun. No assessments ever. There's no food and beverage minimums. And they have a lot of great things, too. It's not just the golf course. They have the pool, the tennis, the pickleball, themed Sunday fun days at the pool. They have a glow weekend all next weekend with golfing and the pool, so they do different fun things. You can bring the kids out. You can have a great experience at the Wisconsin Country Club. Check it out. August 1st, there is an open house happening at the Wisconsin Country Club on Good Hope Road from 4 until 6:30. Come out. Check out the golf course. Check out the facilities and everything we have going for us, and I hope to see you out at the Wisconsin Country Club.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 43, we are seeing delays from just before North Avenue all the way up to Keith. Westbound 94, a quick tap of the brakes between Mitchell Boulevard and Hawley Road. Westbound 894 is going to be a bit backed up between 27th Street and 68th. Other than that, we've got a couple of broken down vehicles on 894 right around Oklahoma and National. Overall, though, it's not really affecting your ride too much. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Sunny and nice, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I made recently was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. They're a local business that's been around for 2 decades, based right in Appleton and Waukesha. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and include a true lifetime warranty. Even firefighters all across the country trust Good Health Saunas for sweating smoke out of their skin after fighting fire. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com. That's goodhealthsaunas.com.
We all love Saturdays, but are they really all that rewarding? I mean, do you really feel rewarded after mowing the lawn or doing all your I gotta do this because today's the weekend, whatevers? Well, Potawatomi wants your Saturdays to be the most rewarding ever with a share of $400,000 in cash and prizes. Just play this July for prize drawing entries. Win on Saturdays. Plus, each Potawatomi rewards level gets their own drawing. Rewarding Saturdays at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. For more details, visit paysbig.com/rewarding. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through November, purchase Certainty through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it, but it's a liver.
What an endorsement.
This is your
but
pitch.
Hold on.
Hey, yeah, like, guys, good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Lots of reaction rolling in to Joshy's opinion about the Olympics. I am on the other side of this. I like the Olympics. I enjoy the Olympics. I like random competition. I will sit down and watch some random competition. Maybe it'll be trampolining. I don't know. I get into it, and then I'm like, well, I like that person. I want that person to win. And I also do the whole like national pride thing. USA, USA. Let's see. Justin saying, I know it's not the Winter Olympics, but most people consider curling one of those smaller sports that no one cares about, but you're definitely going to watch our teammate Matt Hamilton, right, Joshy?
Yes.
If I had,
Josh is like,
if I had to guess, Josh has never watched Matt Hamilton throw a stone once.
Nope. Seen highlights on Twitter.
throw a stone is a great term. Would Joshy be more interested if the Olympics were fight to the death?
Yes. Gladiator.
Duh.
Yes.
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, barbaric,
Let's
but
include
okay.
lions.
Brandon says Josh is so
stakes.
right on this issue. Adding these ridiculous categories just waters down the meaning of having an Olympic medal.
That's right, brother.
I think modern pentathlon was meant to mimic all the things a soldier would have to do during World War I. Still ridiculous, but I believe that is where it comes from. That from Brett in the 715. And I'm usually on the other side of Josh's opinions for like everything. But he is taking the words right out of my mouth with these ridiculous Olympic events. That from Tommy in the 414.
Tommy, the most wrong guy ever. Wow, we agree.
Welcome to being right for the first time.
I do feel like you are fashioning a poll, perhaps, maybe a poll about the Olympics, and if people will be watching the Olympics or if they agree with you, they are nonsensical. Would you agree with the phrase nonsensical? Are you okay with that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard way. Like, these are just hobbies. That's all really it is.
But where does it take the turn? I mean, again, gymnastics is not a hobby. Basketball is not a hobby.
Rhythmic gymnastics kind of is.
Yeah.
Like, how do you find out you're good at that? You're bad at all the other gymnastics?
Well, when you were a kid, you got one of those get in shape girl ribbons like I did.
So they just throw you in the corner while everybody else is doing the thing?
Did he or did he not, Frank the Tank, win the, what was it, a heptathlon with the ribbon and the rhythmic gymnastics?
He did not win it, actually. No, they did not win. They were the whole thing was rigged against them.
Oh, I thought they won. I'm gonna have to go back.
In old school.
Gonna have to go back and watch old school. Then. Right, but then like the mascot jumps through. All I can remember is Frank the Tank doing the rhythm gymnastics thing with the ribbon to the song. Anyway, there's more interest in the cardboard sex beds than the actual sports. That from Ryan and McQuantico. I thought that we had dispelled that rumor that they were cardboard sex beds.
Well, that was the story. They are just eco-friendly.
And they're also not sex beds, guys. That was the part of the conversation.
Well, anti-sex beds. You can't have sex on them.
Say all beds are sex beds if you try hard enough, I guess.
That's true. All surfaces, really.
Yeah.
You don't really need to limit it to beds. Okay, well, it sounds like everybody has thoughts on the Olympics. I will be watching. Gabe, will you be watching any of the Olympics? I assume basketball intrigues you a little bit.
Some of it. I mean, but women's basketball really doesn't because Team USA is just going to romp everybody. Just what's the point?
Have you been surprised at all at some of the challenges and some of the struggles that Team USA has had on the men's side?
No, because they will get pushed because the world is catching up on the men's side, has not caught up on the women's side yet, which is why the women's, again, they're going to win the gold medal. Like, I don't even know if people are taking bets on if they'll win the gold medal. That's how much they're going to be favored by. The men's, if it happens to line up and I can catch a game in the afternoon, like I can't imagine I'm going to be watching a replay of it if they decide to put it in prime time. Like if I happen to have nothing going on in the middle of the day and they're in the medal round, or if they're playing a big game that in the round robin portion, maybe I'll tune in. But I don't think I'm going to go that far out of my way to catch it.
What do you make of this Canadian team that was apparently spying on opponents using drones? The Canadian men's and women's soccer teams have been relying on drones and spying on other teams for years. Is this any different than film study?
Oh yeah, if you're this is
no, hold on. Let me be clear. It's illegal to do surveillance on another team. Okay, I want to be very clear on that. What are you getting from watching the drone footage that you're not getting from watching film of them playing their previous opponent?
Because if they're planning something special for you that they haven't done in a game and now they're doing it in practice and now you know that what they're doing.
Spygate.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing that the Patriots got caught for.
But again, I'm not saying you should spy on your opponents. That's not what I'm saying. I understand that it's against the rules. What I'm trying to say is how great could the advantage be of what you're seeing?
In soccer,
pretty high.
Yeah, in soccer, it's like in football, if you know specific...
Football, I get. You're running plays, you get certain things.
Apply that to soccer, there's different alignments. Like if Team Canada typically does a certain defensive alignment and now they're in a new one, you would have the advantage because you can now expect that versus during the game when they run out and, they park the bus or whatever. I'm not a big enough soccer, but they do change like the amount of people they play at certain positions. So if they're practicing that all week long and you have that advantage, you now know to prepare for it.
So I guess my assumption was, and again, not a huge depth of knowledge here for soccer either, but I guess my assumption is, don't you always assume that teams will do what they haven't done just from a strategic standpoint? Don't you always assume that there is a chance that things will be changed up? Wouldn't you prepare? It's like Nick Saban talking about how we prepare for every possible situation. Anything that could happen in a game, we have prepared for. That's, I guess, what I'm getting at. So they changed the alignment. So haven't you prepared for that as a possibility? I guess I'm trying to say, to do something illegal, to me, you would have to be getting so much information. You have to be getting such a great... look, we talked about Jim Harbaugh, right? And the whole thing they did with the Connor Stallions, who, by the way, is getting his own documentary now. We'll just do a documentary on anything these days. That was obviously giving Michigan a competitive advantage, even though they claimed that it was not. But I guess I'm saying, in this sport... don't you just anticipate that the other team is going to do things potentially different than they have been in order to gain an edge?
Maybe it's in the back of your mind and you just kind of run through it, but if you don't spend a ton of time, but now, they are, pulling this surprise formation, but that's a huge thing. Oh, now we know exactly what they're doing, so this is what we can prepare for. It helps you narrow your focus on whatever you have to prepare for because you know what they're doing. My question is, how do you not notice a drone flying over the top of you?
Well, they did. That's what happened,
well,
right?
But if this has been going on for years, This has been going on for years. This is the first time somebody noticed a drone just kind of flying over practice.
It seems, as much as a drone is to like a higher level of technology, it seems like pretty like elementary. Like you're just going to fly the drone up there and film it and just hope they ignore it and just keep doing what they're doing.
Obviously, they did for years.
That's what I've been trying to say. Like, it feels like you would have to be getting so much information. So it would have to be such a huge advantage to take this risk, which it feels like would be easy for people to unearth, identify, uncover. To me, I'm shocked that somebody went to this lengths when I don't feel like you're getting that much additional information. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think it's just any edge is an edge. And that's why, you know, even though Spygate, you're not getting totally like their playbook, they're not handing it to you, you don't know the order of the plays, it is still an added advantage. And any form of cheating or trying to gain information that you otherwise wouldn't have, you have to stop it and treat it as if it's the most cardinal of all cardinal sins, because cheating is cheating no matter what degree you view it as.
Oh yeah, no, I want to be clear. I'm not saying you should cheat. I'm saying I don't know how, when in the process of preparing for competition, international and whatnot, you convince yourself that the juice will be worth the squeeze. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they got a gold medal out of it.
Do you think it was because they had all of the inside information, because they knew what other teams were doing?
Can't say definitively that they didn't, right? Can't say definitively that that's not the reason that they were able to get the women's side get a gold medal.
Right, like the Astros, they knew what pitches were coming.
Oh,
you still have to hit it, but it is an advantage. Like Jose Altuve is in a good position to hit it, but the bad hitters, Martin Maldonado, sorry, that's the second time I've given him a shot. It don't matter if he knows what pitch is coming. He's not going to do a whole lot with it. But where it does matter, and the few times it does make an advantage, it can totally change the outcome of a game. So if you're planning in the second half to run this different alignment, but they have the perfect play that they've worked on all week because they know it's coming, then one goal in that game, because of that advantage, is, the difference of a gold medal or a silver medal.
No, that makes sense. No, I appreciate that. I want to be clear for all those popping off on the ESPN Milwaukee talking text line. I'm not pro-cheating. Somebody called me Bill Belichick 2.0. I'm not. I'm literally saying honestly. I don't understand. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
A compliment.
For all of the other things that Bill has done and accomplished, I suppose, future Hall of Famer. No, I'm just saying I'm a little surprised that I just didn't understand what you were getting from the drone footage. Again, if you're running trick plays, if you've got different, again, maybe my brain is more in the football space. So I'm thinking like, oh yeah, like you run a trick play and they know the trick play. They see the alignment. They know what defense to throw out there to stop it. I guess this is probably my soccer ignorance coming into play as well. You guys remember hearing me talk about being at the state fair and walking around and seeing the sauna from Good Health Saunas and thinking, oh, that would be nice to have. Let me tell you, having an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has been a huge difference maker in my life. It feels great after my workouts. I can feel the extra energy and flexibility. I've been using my sauna to help my skin look better, help my hair grow, and it detoxes me, especially during football season, guys, from all that travel, breathing in all that awful air on these airplanes and in these hotels. Get in my sauna, get rid of it all. Find an infrared sauna for you at goodhealthsaunas.com. And remember, they will be at this year's Wisconsin State Fair. Maybe I'll see you there, checking out the Good Health Saunas.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got delays northbound 43 right around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe, and we have an accident westbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. This is off on the right shoulder, though, so cars are able to get past it. We do have just a little bit of a backup coming out of the stadium. Westbound 894, we've got backups from just before 27th Street to 68, and on 94 southbound, right about at Layton Avenue, we got another crash there that's got cars on either shoulder. Traffic is brought to you by German Fest. Celebrate 42 years of tradition at Milwaukee's original house party this Friday through Sunday on the Summerfest grounds. Enjoy authentic German food and beer. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, sunny and nice, a high of 78 at the lake, 81 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 64. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here to tell you about one of the best purchases I recently made, an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. It's an easy-to-install sauna that is great for a post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification, and it has a rapid heat-up time. Using Good Health Saunas can also help reduce stress, improve circulation, and make your skin glow. Got an athlete in your family or just someone with an active lifestyle? Infrared saunas are perfect for muscle and tissue recovery as well. Learn more today at goodhealthsaunas.com, goodhealthsaunas.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So overrated. Come on, his head is a pumpkin.
Yeah, he's so right. Chewy's never been more right about anything.
Chewy was right? Yeah. Holy, Chewy was right.
Yeah. Imagine the helmet on that dome. It'd be the first 8.5 size helmet. What the?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Speaking of the games taking place in Paris, you can bet on all of that action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel's Sportsbook. The ultimate experience has self-service betting kiosks, seating for over 200 people, a broadcast booth, first-class bar, a new restaurant called The Kitchen, a VIP deck, and that video wall that is going to be broadcasting the games live. It is over 2,000 square feet, and you can be sure to enjoy the trampolining and the canoeing and all of the things that Joshy will be ignoring. When you're in a rush, they also have free 20-minute parking there. They have really figured it all out. It is a new era of sports betting at Potawatomi, so get in on the action. Great song as we continue talking about the Olympics here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but I want to also pivot here. So, Gabe, you're going to have to explain this one to me.
All right.
Okay. Wings have bones.
That is correct. Chicken wings have bones, yes.
Boneless chicken wings do not have bones.
Hypothetically speaking, yes.
No. Boneless means no bones. Etymology and words and whatnot, I am quite certain that boneless means no bones.
Again, hypothetically, yes.
Ideally.
Ideally, yes.
But actually, no.
And legally... not necessarily.
Joshy, can you explain this to me? You can explain to me how the boneless part is now bone with?
Yeah, in a 4-3 ruling, the Ohio Supreme Court decided that boneless wings are allowed to have bones because it's common knowledge that chicken have bones.
What?
So operating under the assumption that they do not have bones in them is apparently incorrect.
What?
Yeah, so just be careful when you're scarfing your boneless wings.
So how in the world did this get all the way up to the Ohio Supreme Court? They got nothing else going on in Ohio. They got no issues at their schools. They got no infrastructure problems. At the Supreme Court level, we are talking about whether or not chicken wings can have bones or not have bones.
A man who was enjoying some boneless wings, something he does every week at the specific establishment, ate his boneless wings, his Parmesan garlic, great flavor to get for wings, might I add. He got a long, thin bone lodged in his esophagus that caused it to cut it, infect him, and then him not be able to hold down food.
Ooh.
So he went after the restaurant and the supplier of the chicken of being negligent by including the bones in said chicken wing.
All right, I'm with you so far. This all makes sense, right? When you sit down and you order boneless chicken wings, the boneless, the very first word, is what I believe most people are subscribing to. They have chosen the boneless variety when the bone-in variety is certainly a choice. It's certainly on most menus as well.
Better choice, too.
Sure. I would not argue with that. The other ones are glorified chicken nuggets, right? The boneless variety. So he chooses the boneless under the assumption that it will be, and hear me out, boneless.
Without bone.
Yeah, legally, that's not the safe assumption. Legally speaking, according to the superior courts of the state of Ohio, that is not a safe assumption.
It got to this point because all the lower courts that this had been taken to had decided that the same assumption, that chicken is known to have bones, so therefore a bone being in boneless chicken nuggets is not a safe assumption.
So let me ask you this. When I roll into Mickey D's with my girls, they're called Chicken McNuggets. So because they're called Chicken McNuggets, now I have to ask them if their Chicken McNuggets have bones in them because, according to Ohio, the assumption is if it's chicken, it could have bones in it. Now, I know I've seen the videos of how they make the Chicken McNuggets. Don't get me started. It's disgusting. But my point is, no, I think most people would go into that situation assuming correctly that there will be no bones in their Chicken McNuggets.
Incorrectly.
No, I'm saying correctly because has anyone ever found a bone in a Chicken McNugget?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Little
sure.
shards of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
The word little shards combined with the pink foam that's rolling through my brain right now is not a great image.
Yeah, according to the state of Ohio, that is not the safe assumption.
Well, I'm never moving to Ohio. I can tell you that right now.
Anytime you get chicken, it may contain a bone. And the restaurant would not be held liable if you decide to have said chicken and then scarf it down and suffer some sort of injury.
This is ridiculous. You have to change the name. Words have meaning, guys. And again, I'm not arguing with you guys. You're just explaining to me the nuance of this case. But why do we have words if they don't mean anything? Right? Like, if you call it a boneless wing, it should be without bone. If it is not without bone, or there is a chance that there is bone, stop calling it boneless. This is not that hard.
So what, boneless-ish?
Adjacent.
I think the problem lies in the fact that even though you're attempting to remove all bones, it may be difficult through the process and it wouldn't be legally liable for you. Like, it's not, you wouldn't be punished for not every single time removing the bone. Also, what kind of dunce do you have to be to eat a whole chicken wing and not realize there's a bone in it? Are you not chewing? What are you doing, you savage?
Just popping it in like a pelican,
right?
Like a cartoon pelican.
Throwing it back.
Yeah, just.
I've had boneless wings. I typically like cut them in half, dip them, and then go for the other one and maybe it was a smaller one. Who knows? But this is one of those interesting things, like the famous McDonald's case with the hot coffee, with the woman who did win the lawsuit. That like became like a classic frivolous suit, but that woman was like maimed, like severe third-degree burns that like put holes in her legs. This guy had what now is like pretty severe, having a bone lodged, slicing. I don't know how you fix a
sliced esophagus.
Yeah, and an infection down there. Like, I'm sure antibiotics are how it works, but I can't believe it's a wonderful process. Like, there was significant issue here, but I don't know if he should be able to sue that place.
For what it's worth, 4-3 was the ruling. So it's not like it was like a landslide. It's not like every person on the Ohio Supreme Court was like, obviously, boneless means bone maybe. 3 people had logic and were like, I don't know, if we're telling the people that there aren't going to be bones, maybe we should have to adhere to that standard. I don't know, just putting it out there. So it lost 4-3. What I wonder is, now that this has happened, are we going to see more bones? Because my assumption is, and you guys tell me if you think I'm way off here, my assumption is that whoever was doing the quote-unquote deboning was trying to adhere to the expectation that it was boneless, right? You're sitting there and you're doing the process and you have an expectation of like, listen, these are boneless wings. We're going to try to take out as many of the bones as we can. But now that they've opened up the floodgates and they will allow bones, right, legally in the wings, should we be anticipating more bones showing up? Because, well, now they can pass through security.
I mean, my guess is they're not going to change the process because it'd be expensive to change whatever machine or whoever operates it. So I'm not expecting an uptick of bones in the boneless wings.
A good way to lose business is to make your boneless wings have more bones in them. So I do think there is some, because not everyone's going to have a thin bone lodged in their esophagus causing them to vomit and get an infection. But sure, you could not be held legally liable and you could let some of your quality control go. But at a certain point, a business is going to be like, well, your wings suck. I'm going somewhere else.
Well, yes, but again, legally, there's no recourse, right? Let's just say that 1 out of every 1,000 boneless wings previously got a bone in them, right? And this guy just happened to take it at the wrong angle and slice the esophagus. Now, should we expect 4 out of every 1,000? Because again, the standard has been lowered, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
From a legal perspective, but there's still competition out there. Like, there's not just one boneless chicken place that everybody is getting it from.
What if it's across the board? This is a big win for the boneless chicken wing industry. They can lower their standards. Now they don't need 6 people checking to make sure the bones are out. They only need 3 people to make sure that the bones are out.
Again, I think somebody would see that inefficiency in the market and take advantage of it.
800-990-3776, Casey weighing in saying, boneless wings is just something people say to make adults not feel like children.
Yeah, you're ordering off the children's menu if you order a boneless wing.
Also, yeah,
it's the kids' menu.
I'm never going to have any issue with this because I'm not eating boneless wings.
I think that they should put an asterisk next to it on the menus now. If it says boneless, you got to throw a little in there just to be like, well, it might have some bones.
Yeah, the little star that you have to read at the bottom. Like, these are meant to be boneless, but we can't ensure that every wing will not have a bone.
Poultry or meat undercooked can cause some issues.
Joseph in the 414 saying they just need to switch the order of the words. It's not boneless, it's less bones.
Yeah, just flip it around.
I love that. From a marketing standpoint, that is brilliant. Change it from boneless wings to the less bone wings. Potentially boneless wings is a title we got from Dave and Aaron, rather. Chef Ed weighing in saying wings come from the breast. Tenders are the same thing. Boneless wings is an oxymoron. His point being that boneless wings come from the chicken breast and there are no bones in the breast.
That's also incorrect. There are bones in the chicken breast.
Are there?
Do you have a bone in your chest?
I have a breastbone, if that's what you're referring to.
Holy cats. Now we're getting somewhere.
Starting to understand why Jen really struggled with the science portion of the ACT. Suddenly making a lot more sense.
Ben weighing in saying, I'm not eating chicken when I'm in Ohio. I think that's a very fair assumption to make. That's a very fair conclusion to draw from this whole thing.
Unless you're getting regular wings, then you expect the bone. The bone is going to be there. Sign up for it.
Apparently. Again, if it says less, my bad for thinking there would be none. I like the idea of switching the order. Let's call them less bone wings. There might be some bones, but there's going to be less than there are in the other chicken wings. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but I think we are doing a giveaway. Is that correct?
It is.
Little giveaway time. The ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Football League is back this season, and you can get on a team. Right now, it's your chance to draft like a champion at Dave & Buster's in Tosa on August 1st. Man, that's next week. Next week is August 1st. All right, Joshy, we need 3 winners now. 3 big winners now. So let's take caller number 3, caller number 6, caller number 9 right now to join our ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Football League. And if you have any other fantasy football leagues that you are in, Dave & Buster's has winning opportunities for everyone. You can book your fantasy draft and get 20% off food and non-alcoholic beverages, even free appetizers all season long. Visit dnbparty.com for draft booking details. 800-990-3776. Call right now to join our ESPN Wisconsin Fantasy Football League.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of 3 Tree Marketing. If your company is struggling to create a buzz or just looking for a new way to stand out, our team is here to help point you in the right direction. We'll assist you in building your brand and prove we truly know what works. Experts at 3 Tree can build a one-of-a-kind gifting experience that can set your brand apart and show how much you value your customers as well as your employees. At 3 Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit 3treemarketing.com to learn more about what we can do for you.
Hey, it's Jen Latta. Today I'm joined by Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It has been an eventful summer so far at Potawatomi with the new expansions, the poker room, the outdoor concert series, and we can't forget about the grand opening of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And let's talk about that today. Sarah, can you tell us what's being played on the big screen at the Sportsbook?
Yeah, absolutely. So our 2,000 square foot screen is always showing an array of sports every day, 24/7. But when there's something big going on, it definitely takes precedence on the screen. For example, from July 26th to August 11th, we'll be showing the big games happening in Paris, which you can also place bets on. And are you looking forward to watching anything specific, Jen?
Oh, I love the big games that come around every 4 years. I'm a huge track and field fan. Watched a documentary recently about some of those athletes. Cannot wait to see them compete and win on the big stage. How about you, Sarah?
I'm really excited to watch tennis, and I know that will look incredible on our huge LED screen. Also, on Thursday, August 1st, catch the Houston-Chicago game at our sportsbook as well. And then on Saturday, August 10th, come watch Green Bay beat Cleveland.
Yeah, that's our first preseason game of the year. Football season is going to be changed forever now that we have a Vegas-style sportsbook with this insanely huge screen right here in Milwaukee.
And don't forget the comfy chairs, the added fun of real-time betting, the full bar, and our restaurant, the kitchen at the sportsbook. Whenever I talk about this food, I always have to say it's not your typical sports bar food. The quality of the food is better. We have locally sourced organic chicken, high-quality Vienna beef. There's experienced and renowned chefs that are in our kitchens, and a really great spread and diverse menu to choose from.
And the prices are easy to digest, too. $15 gourmet burgers, $10 shareable soft pretzels, boozy shakes for just $7, mini donuts with cinnamon sugar and caramel sauce for just $6. Where can everyone go to learn more?
Paysbig.com.
Eagle Sports Range has an unbeatable offer on concealed carry license classes. For just $49, enroll in their 3-hour class led by expert instructors prioritizing safety. Learn laws, techniques, and mindset for responsible carrying. Stick around for an optional hour of range time with instructors included in the package. Practice under professional guidance and gain confidence. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day at 2525 East Layton Avenue in Cudahy. Secure your spot at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where safety meets skill.
Join an unforgettable weekend of summer fun when the Brewers play the Marlins July 26th through the 28th. Be here for Yacht Rock Night on Friday and a Hawaiian shirt giveaway Saturday. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Baseball, grilling, festivals, tan lines, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's Statehouse is the place to be. They've been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years, so they know a thing or two about summer fun. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, festival-famous combo platters on Saz's outdoor patio, or cool off with your friends at their famous round bar. Saz's complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Get details at Saz's.com, located at 55th and State. See you at Saz's.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He sounds like the Beatles.
What?
Anyone?
This is a new one on me.
Listen to
I
his
don't
interview,
know.
the way he talks. He sounds like Paul McCartney. Ringo farted and it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Do you expect Jordan Love to have a contract extension done with the Packers by Monday morning? 58% of people saying yes, a deal will be done. 41% of people saying no, it won't. Brian saying, why can't these two sides just sit across the table and figure it out? Get the agent up to camp and let's get it done. Robert weighing in saying, I believe the Packers and Jordan Love are not close. They both have had almost 6 months to get this thing done. If they were close, it would have been done at the start of training camp. Gabe is doing greenie today. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. We'll see you soon.
Well, we got delays northbound 43 right around the North Avenue curve up to Keefe, and we have an accident.